Let's talk more about what happened today with COPE's Dennis Bloem, who, according to Mosiuoa Lekota and the leaders who flanked him today, has also been suspended. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome to Daytime Update. Are you proud of the conduct of COPE members this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Tembekile, and the viewers. Not at all. I believe in a peaceful demonstration. If people are unhappy about something, there must be a peaceful way in demonstrating. I am not proud of what I have seen on the television today.
Condemn then the behavior of those, shall we say, young men who stormed Terra Lekota's briefing today, wanting to stop him, saying he's been suspended and therefore should not convene such a briefing.
Well, the fact of the matter is Mr. Lekota is suspended by the Congress National Committee that have took that decision on Sunday. Let me explain to you. The Congress National Committee consists of provinces, directly elected members in a conference, the youth movement, and the women's movement. And I can tell you 6 of the provinces were present. 7 of the directly elected members who was elected in a conference was there. And the youth movement were there, and the women's movement were there. So it was a constitutional meeting that took that decision to suspend Mr. Lekota.
That doesn't answer my question, though, Mr. Bloem. I asked if you condemn the behavior of those young men who disrupted him today, and then we saw those fists flying.
Yeah, no, for sure. I will condemn any violence, and not only of those young men who were there. Any violence in the country, I will always condemn it, because I believe in a peaceful resolution to any problem.
So here's the thing. You have been suspended according to some. Mosiuoa Lekota, Terra Lekota has been suspended according to you and Willie Madisha. But for the people, and it must be said that even your support at electoral level has been dropping, for the few people who still had confidence in the Congress of the People as a political alternative, today is going to be damaging and a massive disappointment. Why should they continue to believe in a party that's unable to resolve a leadership issue without people punching each other and these suspensions and counter-suspensions?
But you see, Tembekile, I have said a few weeks ago, what Mr. Lekota is busy doing will have a split in the party. This is exactly what is happening now. There is this ructions that has happened there at the press conference. If Mr. Lekota have listened to our advice, it could not have been gone to this level. It's very, very painful that Mr. Lekota, the reason why Mr. Lekota was suspended is because he has divided this party. Mr. Lekota went to Bloemfontein last week, Saturday, with a group of his friends, the very same people who were sitting there with him at that press conference, and they call themselves the CNC. 17 of them. How can a party take such decisions of suspending people? 17 people. We were not 17 in the CNC meeting that took place on Sunday. This thing of them coming up to say they are the CNC, it's a blue lie. It is not the CNC. Tembekile, I must come to the issue of the affidavit that President Lekota is talking about the deputy president. Let me go into that thing.
Briefly, please.
That is the heart of the whole problem. You see, Tembekile, the president is defending and protecting his friend Tom Mofokeng. Tom Mofokeng was not on the list of Ekurhuleni Council, but he took out Nzipho Kalipa and he went in there himself. You can recall that Tom Mofokeng was a councillor in Johannesburg before the elections, an MMC. Now, President Lekota, we spoke to him about this thing, but he is defending Tom Mofokeng with wrong things. It is totally unacceptable what President Lekota is defending and doing. It is a very sad day for the Congress of the People today that we see scenes of disruption in a press conference.
You mentioned Ekurhuleni, Mr. Bloem.
Full responsibility.
You mentioned Ekurhuleni, and one has to wonder what's going on with COPE and Ekurhuleni, because in the briefing that just ended a short time ago, we were told that Winnie Madisha, who's on the same side of COPE as you, had in fact been meeting in a rather suspicious manner and been introduced to directors in the Ekurhuleni Metro. Are you investigating that and what the ends or the purpose of those introductions would have been?
You are saying that we have appointed 2 directors. Can you explain that?
I'm not saying you've appointed 2 directors. It was said in the briefing today, the one led by Mr. Lekota, that Winnie Madisha, who along with you has been part of the announcement of Mr. Lekota's suspension, that he was allegedly introduced to directors in the Ekurhuleni Metro in a way that raises eyebrows. Is that something that you are aware of, that you will now investigate?
I'm not aware of that, and that is a blatant lie. Myself and the Deputy President, Madisha, was never involved in the council's affairs. We are staying far away. We understand and know the law. It is not our responsibility to interfere in the council's affairs. It is a total lie. It has never happened that we were involved in appointing directors. Mr. Lekota must reappoint, take out Tom Mofokeng and reappoint Nzipho Kalipa into his place, because he was illegally removed from that position.
So which is it, Mr. Bloem? Is it that you were not aware of Mr. Madisha being allegedly introduced to these directors in Ekurhuleni, or that it's not true? Because you've given 2 responses now, and I'm just trying to be clear.
I am saying, if my name is mentioned there, I was never involved in appointing any director or interfere in the functioning of the council. Mr. Madisha, I am not aware that Mr. Madisha appointed 2 directors in the council of Ekurhuleni. That is my response to that. I am not aware of that. I personally never interfered into the affairs of the Ekurhuleni Council.
Is this the beginning of the end, the death of COPE?
Tembekile, I have said many a times that myself, Dennis Bloem, I will fight for the survival of the Congress of the People. Let me tell you, my brother, you see, we, myself, Ntate Madisha, and Ntate Kheko, we are on the ground. Those people that paraded there in front of the television, they are nowhere on the ground. We are working very hard, day and night, to keep the flag of the Congress of the People flying. Now, these people are coming there, parading as if they are leaders. They are not on the ground. They don't have support at all. We are working the ground. We are mobilizing. We have established 8 interim provinces. It's only Limpopo that we are left with. And we are going there to establish an provincial interim structure.
Dennis Bloem, thank you very much for your time today.